Hi, everybody. Paul Edwards here. I'm the founder of Cedar, and I'm joined by Allie.
Hello.
We have an update for you. If you are seeing this video, if we've sent it to you, that means that your state has probably just passed some version of what is known as a Crown Act. Allie, you want to give them a little bit of information just in general of what the Crown Acts usually say? And by the way, before you give it, I just want to say one thing. We're going to give you general information here that is applicable across all the states that get this update. Inside of Backstage HR, if there's something specific for your state, you're going to want to go in there and read the specific things that apply to you and just update your knowledge. And this is also something you really want to make sure that your managers are aware of, because they're hiring and they are disciplining and they are enforcing appearance rules and stuff like that. And this goes to speak to that. Okay, with no further ado, Allie.
Crown Act. So Crown stands creating a respectful and open world for natural hair. These have been popping up all over the country for years now, and there will probably be many more that are passed. But it basically is aimed to prohibit discrimination based on natural hairstyles, and hair textures. And so, like Paul said, the exact wording might vary from state to state. So again, we urge you to read the update in Backstage HR. But it often covers things like, locks, braids, twists. Some cover religious protection, so it'll include certain hair coverings and things like that. What's important is that obviously it's so that you don't discriminate based on these things, but a lot of employers think that this means you can't have any sort of grooming policies in place.
That's not true.
That's not what it's saying. You've just got to make sure that these policies aren't directly targeted towards those hairstyles. And so I'll give an example that we've actually received in the Solution Center quite
Someone
a bit.
had a mohawk and they had it like sticking straight up.
No.
And they came in and somebody had a problem with that. Is that protected?
You know what? I don't think not yet. Not in this time. But something we have seen a lot is employers, particularly because so many of our members are in healthcare settings, they've said, oh, I want all of my employees to have a smooth, slick back ponytail.
Yep.
And not every hair texture is going to be able to do that the way that you
might envision.
Yeah, exactly. The idea that you have, that would be a really great example of what would be violating a law like this. So it's something to keep in mind when this is typically going to go in the dress code policy of your handbook. So before you put any specifics in there, it's important that you think about how that might affect.
Can I also say that in general, you probably have our employee handbook. You went through training with us. You went through customization with us. And just know that in the background, we sort of kind of pushed you to comply with this without you realizing it, even though it didn't apply to you yet, because these things are getting passed all over the place. So you probably remember we would red flag a few things and go, well, you might not want to put it this way. We were better off putting it the other way. So we've kind of tried to get you to the place where you're supposed to be. Nonetheless, at some point you are going to we know that in many states and we have to make a little addition to your employee handbook because the employees have to be noticed that
because now it's actually legally required in your state and laid out, so we want to make sure that you have that policy.
And we will tell you in the update whether or not we need to do it immediately or whether or not we can just catch up on the next time around. The important thing is that you, again, and your managers and anybody who's doing any hiring or any enforcing of standards of how people look, understand the limitations around this rule and kind of go down the rabbit hole. At least read everything that we provide. Follow the links because we're going to take you to the state guidance on it as well.
Yeah. The bottom line is really that if you have any rules about employee hairstyles, they should be limited to legitimate health and safety concerns. Yep. That's going to be HR best practice. Even if your state doesn't have a law like this, that's just a good rule to follow.
Allie, is there anything else?
Nope. We'll be linking this in Backstage HR. We'll have a policy ready for you. This one doesn't have to go into your handbooks immediately. So we'll just add it in the next time that your book comes through for another update. And that's it.
If you got any questions, you just from inside of Backstage HR, you can open a ticket, you can send us an email, you can give us a call. you could send us a letter. No, don't send us. Please don't send us. A
Yeah,
letter.
don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay. All right. If you have any questions, you know what to do. Thanks, Allie.
Thanks.